What would you do with $50 billion?
Algeria is using it to rewrite its future. Forget the old image of desert dunes and oil rigs. Algeria is now one of the largest construction sites on Earth. New cities are rising, mega railways are slicing through untouched land, and solar farms stretch beyond the horizon. This is not a dream. It's the most ambitious transformation happening in Africa today, and it's already underway. In this video, we're counting down 10 live megaprojects that are redefining Algeria and reshaping the region's future. Stick around, subscribe, and let's dive into a story of speed, scale, and serious ambition. Number 10. East-West Highway Extension. Many have heard of Algeria's legendary East-West Highway, completed back in 2015. It was already a monumental feat of engineering, a 1,216-kilometer beast of a motorway, stretching across the country's northern spine, built at a cost of $11.2 billion. It was a statement of intent. But what most people missed is the even more strategic project that began in 2024, the highway's final extension and upgrade. This isn't just about adding more kilometers, it's about perfecting the entire economic corridor. Crews are currently twinning the last 200-kilometer sections of the road near the Moroccan and Tunisian borders, converting them into full-fledged, multi-lane expressways. But the real game changer lies in the addition of 3 massive new logistics hubs, strategically positioned at Tlemcen, Sétif, and Mesilla. These aren't just truck stops. They are state-of-the-art nerve centers for commerce, designed to streamline the flow of goods across the entire Maghreb. The primary goal is laser-focused, to trim the critical Casablanca-Tunis truck run by a full 4 hours. In the world of logistics, that's an eternity, representing millions in saved fuel and time. More broadly, this extension is designed to fully open up the Maghreb to Nigerian and sub-Saharan produce, which will soon be flowing north along the upgraded Trans-Saharan corridor. There's a palpable sense of urgency to this project. Crews are laying asphalt around the clock, working under the intense glare of stadium-sized floodlights. This frantic pace is driven by a direct presidential mandate. The highway must be fully operational before Algeria hosts the Africa Cup of Nations in 2027. When the final ribbon is cut on this extension, Algeria will definitively own the longest continuous controlled access motorway on the African continent. For a country once infamous for its crumbling colonial-era roads, it's no small flex. It's a declaration of continental leadership in infrastructure. Number 9. Algiers Metro Line 2. If you think the London Tube or the Paris Metro are impressive, you need to see what's happening beneath the streets of Algiers. In November 2023, the city opened the first critical chunk of its brand new Metro Line 2, and it's already a resounding success, shuttling 40,000 passengers a day beneath the historic Casbah. This initial section is just a preview of the full vision. The completed line, with a deadline of 2026, will stretch for 28 kilometers, creating a vital artery that connects the Houari Boumediene International Airport directly to the bustling heart of the capital. This project is a direct assault on one of the city's most chronic problems, soul-crushing traffic. The new line will slash the peak hour slog from the airport to downtown from a grueling 90 minutes to a swift 22. For commuters, that's more than an hour of their life handed back to them every single day. The stations themselves are a testament to forward-thinking design. Every single platform, yes, plural, will be fully air-conditioned. This isn't a luxury, it's a necessity in a city where summer temperatures routinely top 45 degrees Celsius. It's infrastructure built for climate resilience. To make this subterranean vision a reality, CNED has poured a massive $2.4 billion into the project, funding the complex tunneling, the sophisticated boring machines required to navigate the city's geology, and a fleet of cutting-edge rolling stock from Siemens, a name synonymous with railway excellence. As a sign of the metro's immediate impact, locals have a new joke: The only thing moving faster than the new trains is the price of nearby apartments, which have skyrocketed by an astonishing 28% since the first test runs began. Number 8. Garajbellet Iron Ore Railway. Deep in the remote, sun-scorched Tindouf Desert Province lies a treasure of almost mythical proportions. The Garajbellet Iron Ore Deposit. This is not just any mine. It is the world's largest known undeveloped iron ore reserve, a staggering 3.5 billion tons of high-grade material just sitting there, locked beneath the sand. For decades, it remained exactly that, just sitting there, because its immense potential was nullified by a simple, insurmountable problem. No rail, no port, and therefore no point. Transporting that much ore by truck was an economic impossibility. That is, until now. The solution is as ambitious as the deposit itself, a brand new 750-kilometer heavy-haul railway line, a river of steel set to run from the heart of the mine all the way to the deep-water port of Tennis on the Mediterranean coast. This colossal undertaking is bankrolled to the tune of $4.9 billion in a joint venture between Algeria's mining ministry and the global infrastructure titan, China Railway Construction Corporation. The project is already well underway. The first 200 kilometers of this line officially opened in May 2024, and the inaugural trains are already being pulled by the strongest, most powerful locomotives ever imported into Africa. Purpose-built for the immense challenge. When it reaches full production capacity planned for 2027, this single rail line will ship an incredible 15 million tons of ore every year. To put that in perspective, that's enough raw material to feed every single steel mill from Alexandria in Egypt to Lagos in Nigeria. The economic ripple effect will be immense. The project is projected to create 12,000 direct jobs in mining and logistics, and a further 35,000 indirect jobs in support services, transforming the entire economy of this remote region. Number 7. New Tarfaya Satellite City. For years, Algeria has been grappling with a legendary housing crunch. The nation faces a staggering shortfall of 2 million housing units, a crisis that has sent rents spiraling to the point where they can swallow up to half of an average family's monthly income. The government's answer to this crisis isn't a small-scale subsidy program. It's the creation of Tarfaya, a brand new, master-planned city for 300,000 residents, rising from the ground just 30 kilometers east of the coastal metropolis of Oran. This is not a dream on a drawing board. Construction kicked off in 2022, and the progress is tangible. Already, 12,500 modern apartments are complete and ready for occupancy. These are not bare-bones housing blocks. Each unit comes standard with a suite of modern, sustainable features. Rooftop solar water heaters to slash energy bills, high-speed fiber internet pre-installed, and communal rooftop gardens that are a required design element, not an optional extra. This is a new standard for public housing. The price tag for this new city, managed by CNED, is a colossal $14 billion to be invested over a 10-year period.
This funding isn't just for apartments. It's for creating a vibrant, fully functional urban ecosystem. By its completion in 2030, Tarfaya will host 2 universities, 3 major sports stadiums, and a modern tram system designed to link residents to downtown Oran in a mere 27 minutes flat. The first wave of early buyers moved in during Ramadan of last year, and the demand has been overwhelming. Even with construction proceeding at a rapid pace, the waiting list for an apartment in Tarfaya is still 2 years long, a testament to the project's profound necessity. Number 6. Trans-Saharan Highway Upgrade. The Trans-Saharan Highway has existed for decades, a legendary and often perilous route connecting the economies of North and West Africa. While it is technically already built, the comprehensive upgrade that began in 2024 feels less like a simple patch job and more like a project on par with a moon landing. The scale of the modernization is simply immense. Crews are currently working on the vast Algerian section of the corridor, a stretch of 2,300 kilometers,
and widening the entire length to a modern 4-lane expressway. But this is about more than just adding asphalt. In a move that signals a deep understanding of 21st century economics, workers are laying a high-capacity fiber optic cable right down the median of the highway. This will bring reliable, high-speed internet to one of the most remote regions on Earth, creating a digital corridor that parallels the physical one. Furthermore, in a brilliant fusion of engineering and ecology, the project involves planting rows of drought-proof acacia trees along the road's shoulders. This green barrier is designed to combat desertification and stop the constant drifting of sand that has historically plagued the route. Why all this fuss and expense? Because the economic prize is monumental. Once this upgrade is complete, the truck run from Lagos, Nigeria's commercial heart, to the port of Algiers will be reduced from a punishing 7-day journey to a streamlined 3-day sprint. This will revolutionize trade across the continent. Algeria is footing 60% of the bill for its section, with the African Development Bank financing the rest, recognizing its continent-wide importance. The transformation is already visible on the ground, as once sleepy roadside fuel stops are morphing into bustling logistics hubs, complete with cold storage warehouses for perishable goods and 24-hour cafes catering to a new generation of truckers. Number 5. Grand Erg Solar Belt. Algeria is blessed with one of the world's greatest untapped natural resources, sunshine. The country clocks an average of 3,000 hours of intense sunshine per year, a celestial gift it is now moving decisively to cash in on. The flagship initiative for this ambition is the Grand Erg Solar Belt, a breathtakingly large-scale project that involves stringing together 20 utility-scale photovoltaic PV parks across the vast expanse of the Sahara. When fully integrated, this belt will generate a massive 3,000 megawatts of clean electricity. The crown jewel of this solar necklace is the Tafuk 1 Park. When its final panel clicks into place in December 2025, it alone will contribute 500 megawatts to the grid, making it one of the largest single solar installations in Africa. The combined environmental impact of the entire belt will be staggering, offsetting nearly 4 million tons of CO2 emissions annually. To put that into perspective, it's roughly the equivalent of yanking every single car in neighboring Tunisia off the road forever.
This green revolution is being funded by a smart partnership between CNED and the state utility Sonalgaz, who are splitting the $13 billion bill. The project's solid financial and environmental credentials have also attracted significant backing from European lenders in the form of low-interest green bonds. And there's a brilliant bonus. The solar panels are being tiller-mounted high enough off the ground that the desert underneath can still be used for traditional sheep pasture. This has given rise to a new term, agrivoltaics. Welcome to the home of the world's first industrial-scale agrivoltaic flock, a perfect synergy of ancient tradition and futuristic technology. Number 4. Seawater Desalination Megacluster. Freshwater and vast deserts rarely mix. For Algeria, with its long Mediterranean coastline and immense Saharan interior, water security has always been a paramount concern. The nation's answer is a decisive pivot towards the sea. Algeria just fired up its 4th giant seawater desalination plant at Hama, on the outskirts of Algiers, and the 5th, located at Tlemcen, is scheduled to begin operations in early 2025. The sheer scale of production is hard to comprehend. Together, these plants will provide 1.2 million cubic meters of fresh water every single day, more than enough to cover the daily needs of every home and business in a city the size of Barcelona. But here is the revolutionary twist, the detail that elevates this from a standard infrastructure project to a stroke of genius. These massive, energy-intensive desalination plants are being powered entirely by the clean electricity generated from the Grand Erg solar belt we just discussed. This creates a powerful, virtuous cycle. The sunnier and hotter it gets, conditions that typically worsen water shortages, the more power the solar farms produce, and the cheaper it becomes to generate fresh water. It's a strategy that turns a climate liability into a production asset. CNED has earmarked a total of $6 billion to build a cluster of 6 such solar-powered plants by 2028. A clear bet that in an increasingly dry Mediterranean basin, large-scale desalination is less of a luxury and more of a national lifeline. Number 3. Green Hydrogen Roadmap. As the world searches for the clean fuels of the future, a new global race is on. While many energy-rich Gulf states are doubling down on blue hydrogen, which is derived from natural gas with carbon capture, Algeria is making a bold and strategic decision to go all in on green hydrogen. This is the cleanest form of the fuel, created by splitting water molecules using renewable electricity, leaving a carbon footprint of 0. In late 2023, the Algerian cabinet officially signed off on its national green hydrogen roadmap, a detailed plan that targets the export of 1 million tons of green hydrogen per year by the year 2035. This isn't just a long-term ambition. The first steps are already being taken. Pilot electrolyzers, with a capacity of 200 megawatts, are already rising at the industrial port of Skikda. And what will power these energy-hungry machines? You guessed it, the vast, clean, and reliable output of the Grand Erg solar belt. The long-term plan, however, is where the strategic genius truly shines. Instead of investing billions in entirely new export infrastructure, Algeria plans to pump its green hydrogen to hungry European markets through the existing Transmed gas pipeline, which already runs under the Mediterranean to Italy. Retrofitting this existing asset for renewable molecules will save immense time and money. Conservative economic models put the potential annual revenue from these green hydrogen sales at $8 billion. For context, that's roughly what Algeria currently earns from all of its phosphate sales combined.
It represents a massive new pillar for the economy. And as Europe's carbon border tax inevitably tightens, making carbon-intensive imports more expensive, Algeria's strategic bet on green hydrogen could position it as the clean fuel pantry for the entire continent. Number 2. Phosphate Mega Valley. Buried within the Jebel Ankh mountain range in the country's northeast lies another of Algeria's immense mineral treasures. An estimated 2.2 billion tons of high-quality phosphate rock. This is not just any rock. It is the primary ingredient in producing the world's agricultural fertilizers, a substance literally responsible for feeding the planet. Algeria is now launching a massive, integrated project to unlock this wealth. The new Phosphate Mega Valley is a masterpiece of industrial planning, a seamless chain that blends open-pit mining operations with the construction of 2 enormous sulfuric acid plants and a dedicated rail line running straight to the port of Beaya for export. The price tag for this ambitious pit-to-port system is a cool $7 billion. The project is moving fast. Phase 1 fired up in January 2024. And by the time it reaches full capacity in 2027, annual output is projected to hit 5 million tons. This volume will instantly vault Algeria into the global top 3 phosphate exporters, giving it significant influence in the global food supply chain. Critically, the project focuses on maximizing value. Instead of just exporting the raw rock, downstream processing plants on-site will convert much of it into higher-value products, like diammonium phosphate, DAP, and phosphoric acid. This strategy effectively doubles the value of the resource before a single bag ever sails away from the port. And in keeping with the nation's new sustainable ethos, the entire industrial site will be ring-fenced by 400 megawatts of dedicated solar power, ensuring that its carbon footprint remains significantly lower than that of its European and global competitors. Number 1. The new Sidi Abdallah Smart City. Now for the crown jewel, the most audacious project of them all. Picture a gleaming new urban triangle rising south of Algiers, a place where every lamppost communicates with the cloud to optimize energy use, where every building is designed to generate more power than it consumes, and where every public bus rolls up precisely when the real-time app says it will. That is Sidi Abdallah, Algeria's trillion-dinar moonshot, which translates to about $7.6 billion in real money. This isn't just a new city. It's an attempt to build a new kind of city from the ground up. Scheduled for completion in 2033, Sidi Abdallah is designed to host a population of 100,000 residents and, more importantly, to create 50,000 high-skilled tech jobs, all located within Africa's first citywide 5G blanket. The first sod was turned by CNED in March 2022, and the foundations are already down for what will be the city's iconic centerpiece, two gleaming 300-meter glass skyscrapers that locals have already nicknamed Les Tours Vitrées, or the Glass Towers. Getting around this city of the future will be effortless. A fully driverless metro loop is planned, designed to whisk residents from the Central University campus to the sprawling technology and research park in just 6 minutes. The entire city is being engineered as a living laboratory for urban innovation. If the master plan holds, Sidi Abdallah won't just become Algeria's answer to Silicon Valley. It will be a blueprint for sustainable urban living, a benchmark for the world, and without question, the smartest square kilometer south of Barcelona. So, let's stack it all up and take a final look at the sheer scale of this national effort.
We're talking about a $50 billion investment portfolio, a strategic push across 6 critical sectors, spearheaded by 10 flagship projects of world-class ambition. We're seeing tens of thousands of kilometers of new rail and road being laid, enough solar panels to power the entire nation of Switzerland, enough desalinated water to create a second Nile Delta, and a smart city that looks like it was nicked from the year 2050. This is a complete economic paradigm shift. By the time this decade turns, Algeria's economy is on a trajectory to potentially outpace its regional rivals, driven not by the volatile and finite fortunes of boom-bust oil and gas, but by the enduring, tangible assets that don't evaporate: steel, silicon, concrete, and above all, human ingenuity. This is a nation building its future with its own hands, on its own terms. If today's list of megaprojects fried your brain, drop a comment below with the project you would most like to visit. And if you think we missed a major project that deserves its own spotlight, type its name. Our research team reads every single comment you post. Until next time, keep your eyes fixed on Algeria. The desert is drafting its own future, and it's doing it faster than we can draw the maps.